Okay, now let us see some problems on Fourier transforms. So these are the important formulas for doing the problems on Fourier transforms. So the first formula is that of cosine transform of f of x, which is denoted as fc of f of x, or fc cap of omega, because fc of f of x will be a function of omega. So these two are actually the same, two different ways of representing the same thing. For a function f of x, the Fourier cosine transform is defined as root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of x cos omega x dx. And note that it's very similar to the formula of a omega, whereas there is a difference of a constant here. So it is root of 2 by pi. That's the only difference. So this is how we define the Fourier cosine transform. And in order to go back from fc cap omega to f of x, that is f of x Fourier cosine transform is fc cap omega. Then to go back from fc cap omega to f of x, we use the inverse cosine transform. It is defined in the same way, that is root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity fc cap omega into cos omega x d omega. Note that these constants are the same for cosine transform as well as the inverse transform. And for finding the cosine transform, you need to take the function f of x, whereas for finding the inverse transform, you need to take the transform fc cap omega here. And here the integration is with respect to x, whereas for going back to f of x, you need to integrate with respect to omega. As I said, if you want to get a function of x, then you need to integrate with respect to omega and evaluate it at 2 points. Then omega will be evaluated out, and what will be remaining is a function of x. Similarly, you can write the Fourier sine transform of f of x. The notation is fc of f of x, and also fs cap of f of x, fs cap of omega. So it is defined in the same way as here, and the only difference is instead of cos we will be having sine, and the inverse formula is also the same, and instead of cos here it has to be sine. So this has to be sine omega. Sine omega x d omega. The third formula is that of Fourier transform of f of x, which is denoted as f of x, or f cap omega, and it is denoted as written as root of 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity f of x into e raised to minus I omega x dx. And you should observe that the integration is from minus infinity to infinity, and the function will be given in a range minus infinity to infinity here. Whereas in sine transform and for cosine transform, the functions will be given only in the positive part, that is from 0 to infinity. F of x will be having its x ranging from 0 to infinity, whereas here it will be ranging from minus infinity to infinity. And you should also observe that for finding the inverse of this f cap omega, you need to multiply f of x with e raised to plus I omega x instead of minus I omega x. So that's how you define the constant is the same, but you need to take the positive value of positive sign of e raised to I omega x for finding the inverse Fourier transform. So here and all it is the same function cos, and here also it is cos, whereas here it is e raised to minus I omega x for finding the Fourier transform, and to find the Fourier inverse transform you need to take e raised to I omega x plus I omega x and integrate with respect to omega. I'll do some problems. So the first problem is to find the Fourier cosine transform of this function, which is minus 1 in the range from 0 to 1, and plus 1 in the range from 1 to 2, and outside it, or x greater than 2 will be having f of x equal to 0. So the only non-zero branches are these two, so you don't have to worry about this x greater than 2 part. So the problem is done like this. fc cap omega, which is a cosine transform, is defined as root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of x into cos omega x dx. This is the formula which we have seen in the last slide. And now you need to specify what is f of x, and f of x is minus 1 from 0 to 1. So you need to integrate from 0 to 1. This has to be split into two integrals because the third part is 0. So first part is integral 0 to 1, where f of x is minus 1. So minus 1 into cos omega x dx plus root of 2 by pi into this is next part is from 1 to 2. So integral 1 to 2, 1 into cos omega x dx. Now it's just a matter of integrating and evaluating at the limits. So minus 1 into cos omega x integral will be sin omega x by omega. So it has to be evaluated from 0 to 1. And here the integral limits are 1 and 2. So cos omega x integral is sin omega x by omega and evaluated from 1 to 2. So substitute it and evaluate it. So I have simplified the answer and written here. So here you should observe that when x equal to 0 is going to give you sin 0. So there will be only one term from this part, whereas from here you will be having sin 2 omega, which is this, and there will be a minus sin omega here. So there will be 2 minus sin omega. So minus 2 sin omega by omega will be the part other than the constant. So this will be the final answer. Now another problem where the function is having only one branch, e raised to minus ax, x greater than 0. Again you have to find the Fourier cosine transform fc f of x. So fc cap omega is equal to root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity. Note that the values are positive because you need the cosine transform. E raised to minus ax cos omega x dx, and you can apply that e raised to ax cos bx formula here and evaluate at 0 and infinity. E raised to minus infinity is 0, e raised to 0 is 1, and what remains is a by a square plus omega square here. So that's the answer. Now find the fc inverse of 1 by 1 plus omega square using the above problem, that is using this previous problem. So here you can see that the Fourier cosine transform of the e raised to minus ax is root of 2 by pi a by a square plus omega square, whereas you need a 1 by 1 plus omega squares Fourier inverse, Fourier cosine inverse. So you need to take this a to be, okay, this a to be taken as 1 here. Okay, so when you take a equal to 1, what you have is Fourier cosine transform of e raised to minus 1x is root of 2 by pi 1 by 1 plus omega square. So Fourier cosine transform of e raised to minus x is equal to root of 2 by pi 1 by 1 plus omega square, and that's why the Fourier inverse of this right part will be e raised to minus x. That is written here. There is Fourier inverse of Fourier cosine inverse of root of 2 by pi into 1 by 1 plus omega square is equal to this function e raised to minus x. We are not applying the cosine inverse formula directly here. We are just using the idea that e raised to minus x is having Fourier cosine transform as root of 2 by pi 1 by 1 plus omega square. Therefore, this function will be having Fourier cosine inverse is equal to e raised to minus x. Okay. Now the thing is you need 1 by 1 plus omega square and you don't need a root of 2 by pi. So this can be taken out because the Fourier transform and Fourier cosine transform, everything is linear. So inverses are also linear. So you can take constants outside. Now you take root of 2 by pi outside and you bring it to right side. So we'll be having fc inverse of 1 by 1 plus omega square is equal to the reciprocal of root of 2 by pi into e raised to minus x. So that's what you get as root of pi by 2 into e raised to minus x. So that finishes this problem. Now the next problem is to find the Fourier cosine inverse of e raised to minus omega by direct integration, that is by using the formula. So that means you need to use the Fourier inverse formula, Fourier cosine inverse formula. So that will be giving you f of x equal to root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of omega into cos omega x d omega. Note that f of omega is e raised to minus omega here, and the integration should be with respect to omega, not with respect to x, because you need the function in terms of x. So the function is the function, the variable x. So you need to integrate with respect to omega, and the function given is e raised to minus omega, which is the Fourier cosine transform. Okay, it should be fc of omega. So this is fc of omega. So it has to be multiplied with cos omega x and integrated with respect to omega. So just put the function here, and you can use the formula e raised to ax into cos bx formula here. And the thing is that here we are integrating with respect to omega. So omega is the constant. Sorry, omega is the variable, whereas x has to be treated as the constant. So this is cos, if you treat this as cos bx, then b is x, not omega, because the integration is with respect to omega now. So you need to take x as the constant and evaluate it from 0 to infinity. So that means you are putting values for omega, not for x. So when you put omega equal to infinity, it will become 0, and you put omega equal to 0, then it will become e raised to 0, which is 1, and sine 0 is 0. So minus of minus is plus here. So 1 into cos 0 is 1 divided by 1 plus x square. So the answer will be root of 2 by pi 1 by 1 plus x square. Now there is another problem to find the Fourier sine transform of e raised to minus pi x for x greater than 0. So this is the Fourier sine transform. So fs cap omega is equal to root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus pi x into sine omega x dx. So here you are finding the Fourier sine transform. So integration is with respect to x. Again apply the formula and evaluate from 0 to infinity. It's a straightforward problem. So root of 2 by pi into omega by pi square plus omega square will be the answer. Now find the Fourier sine transform of a function f of x given by these two branches, and note that whenever x is greater than pi, the answer is 0, whereas then 0 to pi the function is sine x. So f of x can be taken as sine x from 0 to pi, and outside you can just neglect, because it's going to give you 0. So 0 to pi sine x into sine omega x dx. So sine A sine B formula is here, so you need to use the sum formula, which is minus 1 by 2 into cos A plus B minus cos A minus B, and then integrate with respect to x. So this cos will be here, this minus I have taken out, 1 by 2 also can be taken out. Now cos integral will be sine by the constant minus again sine by the constant here. So integrate with respect from 0 to pi here, and the answer is this. And if you want, you can have another simplification by taking the LCM. LCM is 1 minus omega square, and while doing this part you should use the sine A plus B formula. So there will be sine pi into cos omega pi plus cos pi into sine omega pi, and you should keep in mind that sine pi is equal to 0 and sine n pi equal to 0 for every integer n, whereas this omega need not be an integer, right? So you cannot take sine omega pi to be 0. That's how the answer will be coming in terms of sine omega pi. I have not written the simplification that you can do, or this is fine. This much is sufficient. Now we need to find the Fourier transform of f of x equal to e raised to kx for x less than 0 and 0 for x greater than 0. You should note that you find the Fourier transform, and the function is given in the entire real line from minus infinity to plus infinity. So if f cap of omega is equal to 1 by root of 2 pi, the formula is 1 by root of 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity the function into e raised to minus I omega x dx, where the function is e raised to kx in the negative region. So you need to integrate only from minus infinity to 0, because from 0 to infinity it is anyway 0. So you can take only negative part and integrate it. So you can club these two. So e raised to k minus I omega x by k minus I omega will be the integral. These two can be clubbed, and it has to be evaluated from minus infinity to 0. So when you put x equal to 0, you will be having having this answer 1 by k minus I omega, where when you put x equal to minus infinity, the answer will be e raised to z. Okay, minus infinity is 0, so there will be only 1 by k minus I omega into 1 by root of 2 pi. There is another problem to find the Fourier transform. and the function is given in 3 branches, and from -1 to +1 there are 2 values, -1 and +1, and otherwise it is 0. So this otherwise part you don't have to consider because it is anyway 0. So if f cap of omega is equal to 1 by root of 2 pi integral from -1 to 0 and 0 to 1 are taken here because the function is given in these 2 branches. So in this branch -1 to 0 the function value is -1, and in the other branch the function is +1. So you just evaluate it, e raised to minus I omega x when integrated will be giving e raised to minus I omega x by minus I omega will be there, right? Minus I omega. Okay, again one minus is there, so it has to be plus 1 by root of 2 pi. This will be having an integral e raised to minus I omega x by minus I omega from 0 to 1. Just evaluate it and you'll get this answer. And the answer is actually e raised to minus I omega plus e raised to okay, e raised to plus I omega also will be there. That too can be clubbed and get cos omega. So it will become little simplified, or if you don't want, you can directly answer using e raised to function itself, exponential function itself. So if you simplify it, you get this 2 can be taken out and will get cancelled with root 2. So upper part will be, there will be a root 2, and denominator there will be a root of pi, and this I omega can be taken out. I can be taken to the upper side, so it will become minus I. So that minus sign I have adjusted with this 1 minus cos omega, so it becomes cos omega minus 1, and that's the answer. So if you want, you can answer it in the exponential function itself, but in books you will be finding this answer. Okay, this is a bit difficult problem, so I'll be dealing with it later. Okay, thank you.